22nd, 2021. We hear a roll call, please.
Okay, I'm
Sure.
here. Okay. Oh, Mr.
Mr. Cur-
Natale's gonna do it. Go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Kurtz,
Here.
Mr. Storlo,
Here.
Mr. Natale, I'm here. Mr. Mercado,
Here.
Mr. Bowman, Mr. Dawson,
Aye.
Mr. Carderas, Mr. Carderas, Mr. Linder,
Here.
Mr. Tedisco,
Here.
Mr. Anderson, Ms. Downs,
Here.
Mr. Selmont.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Everyone join me in the pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag.
United States of America.
And to the
Republic,
Which
stands
one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I need a motion to accept the minutes from our public hearing and special meeting from March 8th, 2021.
motion to approve both.
Moved by Mr. Natale, seconded by
Second.
Mr. Kaderis. Any discussion on the motion, corrections, anything? Sensing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we have 9 members here, so everybody vote.
Mr. Chair, just to note that Mr. Carderas is here and Mr. Anderson is now here.
Oh, Mr. Carderas is in, that's right. So,
So we have 8 regular and we have 3 alternates.
so Merrill, we had Mr. Selmont vote for Mr. Bowman on that.
Okay.
Okay, under communications tonight, I guess that's why John is on, Mr. Malone is on the call. Are we gonna, oh, I'm sorry, this is from Ryan McAvoy for the road name change. Is there a presentation on it, or is it just?
Oh, Mr. Chairman, briefly, when they just asked, you remember this is that Orchard View subdivision off Academy Road, which we recently approved without street names on the map. They're proposing Melrose Drive through street and Empire Court for the cul-de-sac. I did ask police, fire, and engineering for any comments on it. No one had any objections to it. So we always look for confusion with any other street names, and there's none here.
Bill, that used to go to council. It doesn't go to the council.
No. What goes to council, what is street acceptance? In other words, when the road's constructed, they turn the street over to the town. That has to be reviewed by council, but the street names are your business, not theirs.
You really did?
Yeah.
Right, okay, thank you.
Okay, do we have a motion on the name
I
change?
do, Mr. Chairman. I have a motion somewhere. Here we go. Approval of street names for the Orchard View subdivision. The Cheshire Planning and Zoning Commission hereby approve Melrose Drive and Empire Court as names for the streets within the Orchard View subdivision.
Move staff
Move
wording.
staff wording.
By Mr.
Second.
Tal- By Mr. Dawson. Any discussion on the motion?
Who made the motion, EJ?
Mr. Tally made it and
Alan?
Mr.
Okay, thank you. I knew that. Okay,
Dawson seconded.
I got that.
Any discussion on the motion? All those, and then on this one, we'll have Ms. Downs vote for Mr. Bowman. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. I was in our pack, the CFPZA annual conference. They're not going to have it.
No, Mr. Chair, just to notify everybody that there will be no party at the EcoTurf this year, so.
Okay.
What else should know?
And then under unfinished business, the special permit allocation 687 South Main Street. So Mr.
That is
Malone.
why John Malone is here, Mr. Chairman, if I may. Just to remind everyone, and I did put this in a staff report, there were 2 comments from the original special permit, which should carry forward in any motion we have tonight. I'd just like to read those into the record quickly.
Sure.
First one is from the Cheshire Fire Department dated December 10th, 2020. The fire department has reviewed the above application for the planning and zoning process. We recommend the following comments and stipulations. If this application is approved, code compliance plans must be submitted to the building official and fire marshal's office prior to construction. One comment they have is final water main layout will need to meet section 6-3 of Town of Cheshire Code of Ordinances and will need final approval from the chief, fire chief, or his designee. Minimum main size is 8 inches and fire hydrant locations will need final approval prior to construction. And another comments from the Regional Water Authority dated December 10th, 2020. The Regional Water Authority has reviewed the above referenced application. The property is within both the Mill River Aquifer Protection Area and the Mill River Public Water Supply watershed. The applicant is proposing the construction of a 7-unit multifamily housing. The residences will be heated with gas, connected to the municipal sanitary sewer system, and served by public water. Stormwater will be directed to a Storm Tech infiltration system. Based on the information submitted, we have the following comments. 1, the erosion and sediment control plan appears adequate. 2, the stormwater management plan, including the inspection and maintenance plan, is acceptable. 3, fuel storage and hazardous material storage during construction is addressed in General Note 11. Thank you for the opportunity to comment on this application. If you have any questions, please email me at rwalters@rwater.com. Sincerely, Regional Water Authority, Ronald Walters, Senior Environmental Analyst. Those are our comments, Mr. Chairman, nothing else.
Thank you. Mr. Malone, are you gonna go through the changes they have here?
Yes, thank you for having me in front of the commission this evening. So this project was approved recently, and the plans that you have in front of you address 2 issues. One is all of the minor engineering comments that were presented at that time, which includes things such as making sure there was complete sidewalks where sidewalks were existing, and we were kind of eliminating them for this construction. Where there was a driveway along Route 10, you could see one in the upper right-hand corner of the plan, things like that, and some minor detail changes. But more significantly, if there are 7 units here. The 3 on the right side or the east side of the plan have a first floor that's at the elevation of Route 10 or South Main Street in front of that property, and then have garages that are at the lower level, enter at the lower level on the left side of those buildings, which is about 1 story down. At that point, the site is fairly level, and the units on the left side originally also had 2-car garages at grade there. And then the first floor of those units was elevated above the garages. So it wasn't really at grade. The first floor was a floor above grade there. And then the second floor was then 2 floors above grade. And the only way that was done, because in order to have the 2-car garages in each of those units, you lost the vast majority of the floor area on those units on the left at grade. Because it's level there, and because the patio area out to the rear of those units would then be 1 level below grade, 1 level below the first floor of the units. And also because the units got very large, they were over 2,500 square feet. The applicant rethought it and felt that the units were just too large for that location, both in terms of the square footage of the units and the mass of the structure, and would propose a traditional 2-story building there, which would have 1-car garage in each unit. And the remainder of that first floor would be, of that garage level, would be the first floor of the unit. And then you would walk up from there to a second floor. So the buildings are slightly smaller. They're still generous for apartments. They're still, about 1,800 or larger square feet, but they are more appropriate to the site, we believe, and the applicant believes. Still is a very generous living area that Bill has in front of you right now, showing the 1-car garage with an entrance right next to it. And you walk right into the living level. And then there's a set of stairs on the left that would bring you up to the upper level, rather than coming in and coming up 1 whole level before you actually got to your living room. So the building we think is even more appropriate to the site, given the slightly smaller nature of it. It's 1 story lower. And it doesn't really change the overall integrity of the plan. The plan had a lot of parking spaces before because we had 2-car garages in every unit. Because we've lost some of those 2-car garages, we still kept the 2 units in front of each garage. So now we have 23 total parking spaces for the 7 units, which is really high. And 10 of those are in garage, 13 are at grade. I can keep on explaining more detail, but I think that's the big picture, and I prefer to just answer any questions that you might have if that wasn't clear enough.
Okay, thank you. Anyone with questions on the change? Mr. Natale?
Yep. Bill, I just want a clarification from the staff's write-up. This will have the standard 9x18. We're not going
Yeah,
down to 8x16.
the
correct?
first, you're looking at revised set. They had the smaller compact space in the front, and the regulations don't permit compact spaces to be used in this scenario, and they did modify the plans. All the spaces here are consistent with the regulations.
Thank you.
EJ.
Mr. Stroll?
Okay, the 3 units are gonna be on the front side of the South Main Street? Is that how it's gonna be? And the 4 units be on the back side?
Yeah,
So you'll be, when you're walking down the street, you're gonna see the 3 front units, which will be the 3 front doors
Yep.
at grade level. And then below, the garage will be on the bottom side, coming around the side.
yep.
Okay, all right, that's all I wanted to understand. Thank you.
Any other commission members with questions? No? Okay. John, you're all set?
Unless there's any questions, it is pretty straightforward, and
I mean, you're making it smaller. It doesn't seem like a bad request at all, so. Do we have a motion for?
I do, Mr. Chairman. Special permit modification for changes to the approved plan residential infill project of 687 South Main Street. The Cheshire Planning and Zoning Commission find that the proposed changes to the approved plan residential infill project are consistent with the requirements of section 43.8 plan residential infill development of the Cheshire zoning regulations, and will also maintain the integrity of design of this project, and hereby approve this application conditioned upon the following. 1, compliance with comments from Cheshire Fire Department dated December 10th, 2020. 2, compliance with comments from the South Central Regional Water Authority dated December 10th, 2020.
Move staff's wording.
Mr. Kaderis, seconded by Mr. Mercado. Any discussion on this motion? Pretty easy one. I voted for it and was very happy with it going in there, and this just makes it a little bit smaller of a building. Seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's gonna make a nice area. Be really nice there.
Anyone else wishing to speak? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Motion carries unanimously.
EJ,
Mr.
EJ, EJ,
Yes.
EJ, alternate for that one.
Mr. Salmont was the alternate for that.
Thank you.
Sorry about that, Mel.
That's all right.
New business to set for a public hearing.
thank you very much, everyone.
2 items, Mr. Chairman. One is a 4-lot subdivision on Jarvis Street. We'd recommend that for April 12th. And the second one is re-subdivision. By statute, re-subdivision is one of 3 things. One which amends a street line, one which creates additional building lot, and one which affects any public open space. This one is for a modification of a street line. It's not a big deal, but it is by statute a re-subdivision, and you are required to have a public hearing on it. So, but we would also recommend it for April 12th.
Okay. Anything else to come before the commission tonight?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Quick meeting.
Wow.
I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Mr. Kaderis, seconded by Mr. Dawson. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Night all.
Good
Thanks,
night,
everyone.
all.
Have a good one.
Aye, Bill.